Hey everyone, this is Stephen Strawn at the Cast Iron Cookware channel, where you can find information to help you better collect, restore, and use cast iron cookware. Today we're going to be making blueberry waffles on my cast iron Griswold No. 8 waffle maker. Coming right up. A couple of weeks ago on my first hunting cast iron cookware in the wild video, episode number 1, I picked up this Griswold No. 8 waffle maker at the flea market in Collinsville, Alabama. I have since cleaned it up and put quite a few layers of seasoning on it. You can tell it's really shiny. And haven't cooked anything on it yet. So we're gonna make some blueberry waffles on this thing. So let's get cooking. Okay, here we go. We start off with 4 cups of all-purpose flour, which we've already put this in our bowl. Next, we have 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking soda, 4 eggs, 1 stick of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. Then we have 4 cups of buttermilk. And we're going to take all this and we're going to work it together. This mixture here will make about 8 to 10 large size waffles. If you don't want quite as many, say 4 to 6, you can half the ingredients. I had to change the spoon. I needed one with holes in the bottom of it so I can mash the lumps out and get it stirred a little bit better. I also changed to a different container. I changed it to my measuring bowl. That way I can easily pour the waffle mix onto the waffle iron. That or just dip it right out. It's a lot easier to handle than a great big bowl. After we have all of our ingredients mixed up, we're going to add 1 cup of blueberries. Fresh or frozen will do. I also think it may be better to add 2 cups here. Okay, I believe it's gotten fairly warm. We're going to use some oven spray. Put a little on the top. I put my stove top on just a little bit above medium. I let one side heat up for a few minutes, then I turn it over and let the other side heat up. And then I sprayed with oven spray. You can use other kinds of oil if you would like. You could brush it on with a brush. I decided to go ahead and only put about what I thought would be half enough, and actually it's still squirted out the sides. So less is more. We're going to do this for 1.5 minutes on each side. If you like them a little more crusty, you can do it 2 minutes on each side. You will have a little bit of blowout, especially if you put too much on. But that's okay, you can break those pieces off. You may not want to do it while you're cooking, but just be careful. 1.5 minutes on each side. Then I just raise it up and take a fork and just kind of pry it loose a little bit here and there. Breaks loose pretty good. Not too bad. We're gonna make a couple more. I'm going to leave the little crusty bits in there. I mean, you can clean them out if you want to, but I don't think they'll just add to the next one. Save a little bit of time, especially if you're trying to make a lot of them. Okay, here we go again. We're going to put a little bit of oven spray on there, on the top and the bottom. I seem to want to overfill every single time, but you learn. It looks like there's not enough, but there's way plenty. It expands very quickly. I speeded this up just a little bit. I knew you didn't want to stay and watch the entire thing. We just want to make sure that you get an idea of the process. This is what happens when you put too much in or too much to one side. But it's not a big deal. Just let it cook for a few minutes, or I say a few minutes, a couple of seconds, and then wipe it off with a towel. Or you can leave it and take it off after it's cooked. You can see where it's really expanding. It's almost like a foam. So we got 1.5 minutes on one side, flipping it over, 1.5 minutes on the other side. You can see the steam coming out the edges. I believe the little bit above medium is the perfect temperature for this particular waffle iron. You'll have to decide what's best for you. If you have a different iron, it could be thicker, your oven could be different. I'm cooking on a glass top, so that changes things a little. Here we have another one looking a little better, getting just a little bit better at this. So we're going to flip it over to the cooler side. I think that is key. Not let one side get too overheated. We'll spray it down again with oven spray. Now if you have a gas oven or an electric eye that's exposed, be careful with the oven spray because it is flammable. We've got another one in. And like I said, it expands so quickly, even though I cut the timing down just a little bit. We're going to flip it over after 1.5 minutes. Give it another 1.5 minutes. Like I said, you can go a little longer if you like them a little more crispy. They're starting to come loose a lot better. I believe the more you cook on these, the better they get, just like any other piece of cast iron. You start off, it may stick a little. After a while, it won't stick any. You'll have to use increasingly less spray as your seasoning gets better on your iron, which is something I really love about cast iron. Flip it over to the cooler side, pour some more in. 1.5 minutes, let it expand. Even though you get some blowout, don't get upset. It's going to happen. But these are turning out pretty good for my first ones. Actually, I've never made a waffle before. So let it cook on just a little bit and just wipe it off with a rag. Looking really good. Flip it over after 1.5 minutes. Then we're going to take our fork, kind of get it started coming loose. And there we go. Voila. And there we have it, my first stack of waffles ever. Not beautiful, but they'll do. Okay, now we're going to sprinkle some powdered sugar on this thing, put us a ball of ice cream and some caramel and maybe a little bit of chocolate. You can put some nuts on here. or even some more blueberries on top would be great. Okay, it's time to get a taste of our rewards. Man, this does look good. I like mine a little soft. I don't like them just crunchy, but if you like them crunchy, cook them a little longer. Awesome. Oh man, this is something else. This is so good. This is delicious. Probably could have put a few more blueberries in there. Maybe a couple of cups. This is good. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I sure have. I'm definitely enjoying these waffles. If you've enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I will keep them coming. Thanks for watching the Cast Iron Cookware channel.